Hi everyone, welcome back to the excavation of Hob's Barrow. Here we are, Thomasina Bateman. We're at the manor house of Lord Panswick, but Miss Fenchurch is guarding the entrance and she won't let us in.
By Christ, you're like a dog with a bone. Do you want to get yourself shot?
She's already threatened us with a gun. Oh!
I can assure you the only things getting shot around here are the pheasant, and perhaps the odd grouse. Greetings, my lady. Lord James Panswick.
Ah, there we go.
At your
We
disposal.
thought it might have been him earlier.
You're Lord Panswick?
As I live and breathe.
You could have told me that before.
What is life without mystery, Miss Bateman? A predictable stagger to the grave?
I was imagining someone...
Much older and far less handsome?
Yes, to be frank.
See? I can read your mind, my dear. Now, may I ask, what brings you to my manor?
I wanted to ask if I could borrow some of your labourers.
Oh, for what purpose?
I intend to excavate Hob's Barrow tomorrow, and I'm in need of some assistance.
An excavation? How very delightful. We're in the middle of our own works right this minute. Follow me, Miss Bateman.
Ah,
Come along. I promise I don't bite.
yes, but she might. Oh, I thought she was going to have a little comment then. Ah, this is the old
For
chapel.
generations, this chapel was a place of unique devotion. And this was until some of my more ungrateful ancestors forgot him and abandoned it.
Why did they abandon it?
Men of great wealth and power can grow so comfortable that they forget they still need the divine. The sacrifices required to maintain such a relationship were no longer being made. The chapel soon turned to rubble, and with time, even the villagers forgot him. His influence endured, but only with the isolated few who lived on the very fringes of these moors. Believe it or not, my family's fortunes have dwindled ever since. Since
Oh.
I succeeded my father, it has become my life's work to restore this place of worship. With this sacred place rebuilt, he shall be venerated once more, and the name Panswick shall be uttered again across all of England. He guided the hands of my ancestors. Now it is time for him to guide us. Bewlay is a godless place.
Have you forgotten about St. Edmund's? Father Roach might disagree.
I shall bring him back to these lands, and this chapel shall be his seat once again. A new world.
But it seems like you wish to bring back the past.
From out of the old world shall come the new, a greater truth. But I digress. Horace, my dear fellow,
Aye, your lordship.
this fair lady here is in need of some assistance. Would you and your chaps be up for a spot of digging at Hob's Barrow tomorrow?
Hob's Barrow. Aye, your lordship, 'tis no bother.
Good man. You're in luck, my dear.
Brilliant.
These are my finest, and they're all yours.
Thank you. I am grateful.
On one condition.
Oh, God.
Yes?
I've heard wonders about Mary de Plancy's Bakewell puddings. I'd rather like to try them for myself.
Oh, okay.
Your lordship, you're giving me the help of your men in exchange for cakes.
Yes.
But
Farewell, my beauty.
Okay. Cakes it is.
wait!
Right, we got the chaps here. We got some
They
equipment.
have some decent equipment here. It will be more than useful for the excavation. They have some decent equipment
Okay,
here.
we don't need to pick it
It
up
will be
then.
more
They'll
than
bring it
useful for
themselves,
the
I'm guessing.
excavation.
So this is the, that's Horace.
Is his lordship joking about the Bakewell puddings?
No, miss. His lordship is a man of folly.
Ridiculous.
He treats you all right if you do what he asks.
Okay.
The men look like they've spent many a long day exposed to the harsh moorland weather.
Yeah.
Please let us get on with our toil. If you do as his lordship requests, we'll help you tomorrow.
Rightio, thanks Horace. There's the old chapel. Right, lovely. Okay, cool. So, see you later, Miss Fenswick. Lovely to chat to you. Thanks, Miss Tompkins. Right, off to the church then. That's the last place where we saw Mrs. de Placey. Let's see if we can get... She was baking them yesterday, wasn't she? Maybe she might have one left over, or she might do one for the lordship. If we're very lucky. Here she is.
Good day to you, pet.
Hello, Mrs. Duplancy.
About your Bakewell
Do
puddings.
you still have some of your homemade Bakewell puddings, Mrs. Duplancy?
Oh, you're too late, pet. I've a few left, but they're set aside for someone else.
Might you please be able to bake me some more?
Sorry, I'm not in the mood for baking.
Oh.
Truth be told, my dear husband Albert passed away recently.
Oh no.
My thoughts are all over the shop.
Yeah, I'm
So
not
sorry to hear that.
surprised.
Aye, he's in God's hands now.
Yeah. Tell me about your husband then.
Were you married to Albert a long time?
Aye, too many years to count. He were the cobbler here in Bewlay.
Oh.
The most dashing cobbler in all of England, I used to tell
Interesting.
him. Love is precious, pet. There's naught that can replace the hole it leaves in your heart.
I can relate to that in my own way. I wish you strength in this difficult time.
Thank you. With God's blessing, I'll get by.
But about the Bakewell puddings.
May I ask who you have set aside the puddings for?
Oh, Father Roach.
Oh, Father
He won't be
Roach.
back until tomorrow.
Won't they be off by then?
Not at all. Besides, pet, as I told you, I'm not in the mood for all this baking chatter.
Sorry, Mrs. Duplancy. Thanks for your time.
Lord be with you.
Right. So, what? We got to convince the Father Roach to let's have one. Is he back yet? Do you reckon? Oh, is somebody here? Oh, there's a cross on the freshly dug grave. This is the grave digger, isn't it? Yeah.
The simple wooden cross bears a small plaque on which is inscribed the name Albert Duplancy.
Oh.
Relative, are you?
No, just looking.
He were the cobbler. Who's going to mend me boots now?
Hello.
Grave.
Does this fresh grave belong to Mrs. Duplancy's late husband?
Aye.
Rather bare, isn't it?
My job is to dig the graves, not decorate them.
Goodbye.
Ta-ra.
Ah, do we need to get some flowers from the manor house? Decorate the grave, and then maybe Mr. Placey will cheer her up or something? I'm not quite sure. Let's find out. Let's try that anyway. See if we can pick some flowers. We'll get the wrath of Miss Fenwick, but it's probably going to be worth it. Right, there we go. Let's grab some flowers.
Fine-looking flowers. Some fine-looking flowers.
Can we not take them?
I could just pick this up. I could just pick this up. Some fine-looking flowers. Some fine-looking flowers.
Well, okay. So what? Do we?
Good day.
Oh, another strumpet looking to find our way into his lordship's bedchambers, I see.
I see.
I'm nothing of the sort.
I've seen plenty of your sort before.
Right, she's not going to let us in. Well, let's go around to the chapel. Any flowers here?
Please let us get on with our toil. If you do as his lordship requests, we'll help you tomorrow.
Okay, they're no more good. So, we can't get the flowers from there. Right then. So let's just have a think about this. What are we going to do? She's upset about her passing of her husband. Of course she is. So how can we make her happy? Can we pick any of these flowers? No. Let's see if the little girl is out here anymore. There's a rabbit. It's the bench. A moment of reflection. Sit and remember Arthur's mother, Margaret. Okay. Right. Let's have a little look then. Nothing more here. Oh, what's that? Map. Bewlay Railway Station, Village Square, St Ambrose Church, Hernwood, Devil's Toe, Mr Shoulder's Cottage, Mr Bryden's Farm, Mildred Walker's Cottage, Penswick Manor, and more. So if I do, say, Edmund's Church, will that take us straight there? Oh, brilliant! It got a fast travel. Oh, that's amazing. Right. Let's go into the pub then and talk about Albert de Plancy, just in case anyone knows him. Hi, Kenneth.
I can't think of anything else to talk about right now.
Oh, right, okay. Then that's not it. Right. Well, how are we going to get this Bakewell tart then?
The road disappears over the horizon. I see nothing but moorland.
Right. Explore Bewlay and the surrounding area. Okay. I should be careful to leave no stone unturned, so to speak. Interesting turn of phrase. Find workmen for my excavation. Without Kenneth here to source the local workmen to aid with my excavation, I shall have to do it myself. Okay, we've got that. Oh, okay, so that's actually Kenneth. I thought she was referring to the worm she had in her pocket that died. Actually, thinking about it, that was an assistant, wasn't it? I'd like to think she was talking about the worm, though. So Lord Panswick has promised me the use of his workmen if I can provide him with the Bakewell puddings made by Miss de Plancy, or Mrs. de Plancy. Such folly. Convince Mrs. de Plancy to bake puddings. There must be a way. Does any
There's
of these...
nothing else I wish to discuss at the moment.
Maybe Mr. Crozier knows a bit more about Mrs. de Plancy. And we'll be able to have more of a conversation there. Or we can go have a look at the cobblers, maybe.
A local cobbler. There's nothing else I wish to discuss at the moment.
Okay, let's go and have a look at the cobblers then. Is there anything... We know there's no one in...
No one here.
Okay, so... then logically... Maybe Cyril's about? Cyril might be of the age that he talked to Albert de Plancy.
Bugger off!
That's a no.
Ah, the unmistakable charm of old Cyril.
Right then. Maybe Mildred knows. Can't think anything else at this stage.
I have nothing else to ask for the time being.
Oh man, we're out of luck. Maybe we can use the map. Let's go to St Edmund's Church. Was there anything else we could ask the gravedigger?
I can't think of anything else to talk about right now.
Right, okay, no is the answer. Maybe the farmer, Mr. Bryden, knows or knew of them.
Hello? Is anyone home? He's not answering.
Ah. Oh, but he's not with the goat, is he? No, okay. Just wondering if he's over there. Right, maybe we can ask if she wants anything on the grave? Maybe that will allow us to unlock something, like picking flowers or...
Good day to you, pet.
Hello, Mrs. Duplancy.
The grave,
I
yes.
saw your late husband's grave, Mrs. Duplancy. I am very sorry for your loss.
Thank you, pet. I'm ashamed to say I couldn't afford naught more than a simple wooden cross. You were a colourful man, our Albert. He deserves better. He loved his flower beds. He's only been gone a fortnight, and already his plants have gone to rot. May the Lord forgive me.
Plants are difficult to maintain. I'm sure Albert would understand.
His precious hippeastrum were the first to go. I would have loved to lay one on his grave.
What does a hippeastrum flower look like?
Oh, beautiful things they are.
One's at the manor house.
Tall stems topped with large red flowers. Hard to grow in this climate. They were his pride and joy. The remarkable thing is there's no scent to 'em. That's why he loved 'em so much. You see, he hated anything that smelled sickly sweet. Hippeastrum were just perfect. Let me know if you come across one, won't you?
There we
Of
go.
course, Mrs. Duplancy. What does a hippeastrum...
Oh,
tall,
okay,
hard,
we-
they were the that's
Thank
what
you, thank you,
hippie-
thank
Let
you,
me-
thank
of
you,
course,
thank you. End
Thanks
of the
for your
conversation.
time.
Right,
Lord
so that
be
is
with
definitely
you.
what the flower is at the manor house. Now that we know that is, that's probably the key to unlocking. We were kind of ahead of the game there because we'd already spotted the flower, but we kind of put two and two together, but we didn't know what the unlocking sequence was. Now that we've got that, I'm sure Miss Fenwick's going to cause a fuss, and we're going to have to do another task to be able to pick it. There it is.
These matched the description of the flowers Mrs. Duplancy mentioned. There's no scent.
You get away from my hippie.
There we go. There we go.
Apologies.
Move!
Well, that confirms it.
Yeah. How do we get that then?
Those flowers. May I please take one?
Are you deaf and daft? Bugger off!
It's for a grave. You heartless woman.
A bullying old harridan. There's no point trying to speak with her.
Okay, let's have a word with Miss Tompkins then.
Good day.
Hello.
The hippeastrum.
I really need one of those hippeastrum flowers.
Why?
It's a long story. Might you please be able to get one for me? Or distract Miss Fenchurch so I can take one?
Those flowers are Miss Fenchurch's favourites. She spends hours looking after them. Sorry, Mum. It's just that I'm so worried about Mr. Ambrose.
Oh.
The milkman.
Aye. We were to run away together today.
Oh.
I see.
I'm worried sick that he stood me up. Without Mr. Ambrose, this job is all I have.
Right.
I can't risk losing it over a flower.
Understandable. So we now... Okay, where was the last time you found Mr. Ambrose, and where would he normally be?
I'm sorry, Miss Tompkins. I still haven't seen him.
Do you think he's abandoned me?
I'm sure that's not the case. He must have been delayed somewhere.
Could you try to find him for me, Mum? Oh, please, Mum. I'd do anything for you if you found my love.
I can try.
Oh, thank you. You're ever so kind, Mum.
Where on earth do we start?
What does Mr. Ambrose look like?
He's got brown hair.
I'm afraid I'll need a bit more to go on.
Sorry, Mum. I'm too upset. Please find him, won't you?
Hey, stop your nattering and get back to your sweeping!
Sorry, Miss Fenchurch.
Brilliant. Brown-haired man. Leave it with us. Oh, my goodness me. Who is the? Is it the grave digger? It could be the. No, he was the milkman, wasn't he? Let's ask the grave digger anyway, because he's a brown-haired man, and you never know. He may know who she's referring to. Right.
I can't think of anything else to talk about right now.
Okay, it's not him. Simple matter of. He's got brown hair.
Time for a juicy mutton pie?
No, but she was here. Mr. Ambrose, do you know who he is?
Do you know Mr. Ambrose, the milkman?
Aye, I do. Why'd you ask?
Isn't he normally here at the market?
Aye, he's normally 2 pies in by now. Don't know where he is.
Hmm.
I'm sure someone around here must know where he is.
Goodbye.
Let me know if you get hungry now, lass.
Will do. Oh. Damn. Sorry, I clicked on that man and we ended up leaving the village square.
Good day.
Hey up.
Yep, lass. Mr. Ambrose.
Do you know Mr. Ambrose, the milkman?
He's here every market day.
Except this one.
Aye. I haven't seen him today.
Any idea where he might be?
Not in the slightest.
Thanks for your time.
Brilliant.
Aye. Speak to you later.
Right, okay. So the Pie Man knows him, he knows him. Does Appleman know him?
Good day.
Care to buy some apples?
No. Do you know Mr. Ambrose?
Do you know Mr. Ambrose, the milkman?
Eddie? Aye.
Have you seen him today?
No. Well, maybe his milk's gone off. I hope so. Might mean some of his customers have some spare coin for me veggies. Ah!
Goodbye.
You know where I am.
Mutton
Yes.
pies!
So, obviously, this is... the stall here's gone. Should we go down and see the postmaster? There's no one there. Head over here. Does Ralph know Eddie?
Good day.
Hello there.
Do you know Mr. Ambrose?
Do you know Mr. Ambrose, the milkman?
I do, yes.
Have you any idea where he might be?
He is usually here by now.
So I heard.
He normally arrives via the road to the east of Bewlay.
Thank you. Enjoy your Scotch egg.
I will.
Oh, I forgot he had that. Right, to the east of Bewlay. So it's this way. Oh, another flashback. When we too
There we
lost
are.
a
Your
milkman
shells
in
are
our
looking
youth.
much more interesting now. I pestered Mother for years to let me bring some of your treasures here. I think she's worried that I want to follow in your path. She has hidden most of your discoveries away. I had to beg her to bring me to visit you, you know.
Hmm.
I shouldn't worry you with all that. Do you know that I have a story for each of these pots? Well, I don't know if they're all true, but they are my memories. Even though I was so young, I still remember our adventures together. Would you like me to share my memories of them? Well, I'm going to, whether you like it or not.
Oh, okay. So we click on the urns, do we?
We talked about this one already. The red urn you buried in the garden for me. It seems like such a long time ago.
What about this little one here?
This is from the first dig I remember you taking me on. The excavation of West Kennet Long Barrow.
Ah, yes, West Kennet.
I found it wedged behind a stone as you ate your sandwich. You said, "Now there's a tiny urn for a tiny girl."
Oh, what about the larger urn?
Mother was so angry when you brought this one home, wasn't she? "William, that simply will not do. It's taking up all the space on the mantelpiece." Once you moved it to your study, I remember creeping in to take a peek at it.
What about this little pot?
We found this one together in that mucky old barrow near Avebury. I think it was the second time you'd taken me on a dig with you. I remember you bringing it up to your face to look inside and shrieking in horror. "There's a bloody rat in there," you screamed. I think you brought this one back from a trip abroad. I would have loved to go with you, but Mother didn't want me to. I remember you being so proud of it. It looks ancient. You were incredibly excited about this one. I hadn't gone on an expedition with you yet. You were so happy about it, showing it to Mother and I. You didn't stop talking about it for hours. I thought, how can Daddy be so excited over some old broken pottery? but it wasn't long until I understood. I almost forgot. While I was searching for your pots in the shed, I found one of your manuscripts. I thought Mother had burnt all your notebooks, but she missed one. It was an account of barrows across the east of England. I managed to read it all before Mother took it away. Daddy, it was fascinating. I've decided that is what I want to do with my life. I'm going to travel the country, excavating and documenting my own finds. Well, as soon as I'm old enough to escape Mother, that is. When you're feeling better, we can go out on expeditions together again, just like we used to.
Oh, to have
I
the money to
promise
do
you'll
that,
get
hey?
better, Daddy. I'll do whatever it takes to make
What
it
a
so.
lifestyle they used to live back then. The rich that were. Right. So that's how our love of all this was kindled. So if we head out to the east road.
There's something ahead on the road.
Oh, we're actually wandering out now. Hooray.
My God!
What the heck? Oh my goodness me.
Mr. Ambrose! I'm going to help you.
Yeah. There's the cat. He's getting the milk. Our knife. Can we cut him loose? Yeah, let's have a look.
What cruelty is this?
Okay, let's use the knife.
Please hold still. I'm going to cut you free.
What on earth is all this?
He had been so tightly bound that I could barely cut through without hurting him further. His mouth was stuffed full of flowers of a most peculiar scent. I was dismayed at such savagery and wondered if the feral folk Father Roach had mentioned were responsible for this abhorrent act.
Yeah, it definitely seems... yeah, very strange indeed.
After some considerable effort, I managed to cut him free. Are you all right?
Who were lost in visions of hell itself, the devil. I saw the devil.
Who did this to you?
I don't remember. Oh, the terrible sights I saw. I won't forget them till my last breath.
Are you
Right.
Mr. Ambrose?
Yes, Edward Ambrose.
You were to meet Miss Tompkins today.
My love. Oh, my darling love.
Let me take you to her. Here, take my hand. As we
Right.
made the arduous trek to Panswick Manor, I probed Mr. Ambrose on who had done this to him.
So is it the flower that is making us... because he's having those visions of hell as well. Were we somehow tampered in our food or our drink with that flower? Does that have some sort of hallucinistic, properties or something?
He insisted that he didn't remember anything, except for his nightmarish visions.
Which would then put us squarely in Arthur, the station master's court as potentially a suspect.
My love.
Eddie!
Smoochy, smoochy.
Jesus, what happened to you? Were you in a fight?
Now, fret not, my love.
I thought you'd abandoned me.
Never. Thank your friend here for helping me out of a bind.
Oh, Eddie!
Let's get out of here, my darling.
Hang on.
You thieving beat! I'll have your guts for garters!
Oh, stick it where the sun don't shine, you bitter old sow!
The cheek!
Here you are, Mum.
Thank you, Miss Tompkins.
No, thank you for finding my poor Eddie.
Aye, thank you, lass.
Let's go, Eddie. I'm never setting foot on this god-forsaken estate again.
Can we pick up the brush?
Good luck, you two.
No, we can't go in. Right, let's go and put the flower on the gravestone then, or on the grave. And see if Mr. Plancy will change her view about giving us a Bakewell tart. Bakewell pudding, whatever we call them. Same thing. Do we? Let's give it actually to her so she can lay it. That may be more profound.
I have something for you.
You found them? Oh, you dear child. Let's take them straight to Albert. You'll come with me, won't you?
Of course, Mrs. de Plancy.
You know,
Raining again.
the things I miss most about him are the things that used to annoy me. The click of his jaw as he chewed his sandwiches, leaving his tools all around the house. The way he'd never back down from an argument. He's just quiet at home now. Silence. The funny thing is, that's what he always craved. Peace and quiet. He were a good man, our Albert.
Sounds like he was. I'm so sorry.
Do you fear death, pet?
That's an interesting question, isn't it? It's the part in between that concerns me the most. Do we fear death? She's, you know, I don't know. Let's go with it's the part in between.
It's the part in between that concerns me most.
Whatever do you mean?
My father had an accident many years ago. Ever since, he's been in a state where he can neither speak nor move.
Oh, that does sound dreadful. I'm sorry, pet.
I believe his mind to still be active, but perhaps this is the worst of all fates. To be trapped in one's own body and unable to express oneself while the world continues around you. That is what I fear.
Maybe
me
he'll
too.
get better one day.
I'd do anything to make it so. Those flowers look beautiful.
They do. Albert will be smiling down on us. Pet, I left me basket inside the church. You'll find some Bakewell puddings in there. You can have them.
Oh, you...
I insist. You've brought an ounce of happiness into my day, dear. It's only just that I return some.
Thank you, Mrs. de Plancy.
To be truthful with you, I was saving them for myself. I shouldn't be so selfish. Lord forgive me.
You're nothing of the sort.
I'll stay here with Albert a bit longer. You go back to your day, Pet. Lord be with you.
And you, Mrs. de Plancy.
There we go. So there we go. We brought a bit of a happiness to Miss Plancy in her day, which has been, you know, a couple of weeks since her husband's parted. So it's been a bit harsh. Let's get these pies in.
Here they are.
He only wanted one, didn't he? Oh well. Right, let's take these up to his lordship. And then we get our men for tomorrow.
The vision returns.
I come bearing gifts.
Freshly baked gifts?
Yes. 3 of Mrs. de Plancy's famous Bakewell puddings.
Oh, you are an amusing creature, Thomasina.
What do you mean?
You must think me a scoundrel of the highest order for asking you to undertake such folly. Of course, I would have lent you my men either way. I merely desired an excuse to share a cake with you.
Lord Panswick.
I take no pleasure in watching you scurry about Bewlay to fulfill my every whim. Or do I?
I do not find this amusing in the slightest. You have no idea what I had to go through to get these for you.
Oh, I do. And that's what I admire about you. Tenacity. Even in the face of something you know to be absurd. You don't give up, do you?
Never. Though in this case, I ought to have.
Now then, will you share one of these tempting confections with me?
Why not?
Why not?
Splendid. I'm glad the rain doesn't put you off. You like to live a little dangerously, don't you, Thomasina?
Oh, here we go.
Let us stroll to the beck.
That sounds nice.
In the rain. Does this open up
We
new
walked
locations?
side by side down to the beck, his hand occasionally brushing my own.
Sly old dog.
Despite Lord Panswick's entertaining company, I had an overwhelming feeling that time was being wasted.
Oh, about the excavation. But that's all happening tomorrow.
We ate those cakes down by the beck, and as he attempted the most charming lines he could muster upon me, I only had one thing on my mind. Father. Could he be saved from his suffering? Was the answer to be found within Hob's Barrow? I ached to find out. I didn't even notice the taste of those famous puddings.
Oh,
Seemingly disheartened by my lack of enthusiasm, Lord Panswick soon marched me back toward the ruined chapel.
Chaps, listen up. You're to assist Miss Bateman's excavation tomorrow. What time, Miss Bateman?
Early morning, if you don't mind.
We'll be there whenever you need us, miss.
Hob's Barrow. On the Bryden estate, if I'm not mistaken.
We'll be there.
Take your tools with you. Miss Bateman will need every assistance we can provide her with.
It's no bother.
Splendid.
Thank you, lads.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll see you later, my dear.
Thank you, Lord Panswick.
We're finishing up here, miss. See you tomorrow morning, all right?
Certainly. I appreciate your help.
fantastic. So there we go. Ooh, it's gone even darker now.
Well, that's a relief to have my crew assembled for tomorrow. It's getting dark and cold. Time to head back to the plough and furrow. I fear Miss Fenchurch might come at me with her pots and pans. It's best I stay out here.
Okay. Right, back to... Oh, there's some music going on in the pub tonight, isn't there? So, there we go. Let's head back to the plough and furrow and see what delights there are in store for us. It's rather creepy looking. That must be Mr. Lancy then. In the pub, here we go.
Evening, Miss Bateman.
Good evening, Stanley.
Ah, Lord Panswick.
Lordship,
Stanley, my good man.
to what do we owe the pleasure of your visit, your lordship?
I've come to wish Miss Bateman good fortune for her grand excavation tomorrow. I'm really rather curious as to what she might turn up.
As am I, your lordship.
An exciting time for Bewlay. Wouldn't you agree, Stanley?
Oh, yes, your lordship. Very, very exciting.
My dear, please, allow me the pleasure of buying you a drink. A welcome antidote to the wind's bite. Wouldn't you say, Stanley?
Yes, indeed, your lordship.
Right, okay.
Why not?
Splendid.
Never turn down a
You
free
heard
drink.
the fair lady.
I sense something
There you are.
not quite right
Thank
with
you.
his lordship.
Everyone, raise your glasses to Miss Bateman. May she conquer Hob's Barrow and find all that she desires. Hip hip!
Hooray!
You don't wish to join me in a beverage?
Oh, you go ahead, my dear. Alcohol does not sit well with my constitution.
Thank you, your lordship. I needed that.
I aim to provide you with whatever your heart desires. I've reminded my chaps they're to meet you at Hob's Barrow in the morning.
Thank you again, Lord Panswick.
Till we meet again, faites des beaux rêves. Mr. Shoulder?
Your lordship?
Oh, interesting exchange there.
Hello again, Mr. Shoulder.
Miss Bateman?
The
I've
excavation's
recruited the help of
going.
some local labourers to help with the excavation.
Marvellous. When do we start?
Tomorrow morning, first thing.
Wonderful.
Can I count on your assistance?
Of course. I'll meet you here at the Plough and Furrow.
Thank you for your time.
Aye, Miss Bateman. I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
So there we have it. The excavation is on. We're about to sit down to listen to some music and drink the night away, maybe. And I want to speak to Arthur again because last time we spoke, he was a little bit mysterious, wasn't he? And what was going on with the poor Mr. Ambrose, the milkman, who had tied him up and put those flowers which were causing him to see visions of hell and all sorts? Is that what was happening to Arthur, maybe? He was in the woods, if you recall, struggling to recall a memory. Maybe there's a flower or something which makes you forget or makes you see things. The fact that Albert de Plancy only liked the non-smelling flowers, maybe because he hadn't experienced that in early life, perhaps? Or am I reading far too much into the flowers? I don't know. But we're going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you continue to enjoy the excavation of Hob's Barrow. We'll pick this up again next time. Until then, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.